Okay, here it is. It's a bigger box than I thought it was going to be. OnePlus S10. You can't see my address from there. Wow, it smells like a brand new bicycle. Oh, it smells like a new car. It smells like a garage. Just parts, metal, new rubber, new. So there you go. I'm just gonna grab the handlebar, I guess. I don't know what's supposed to come out first. You see the size of the box, but for some reason the picture being smaller makes me feel like that's the size of it almost. I mean, I know it's not, but I take these two wires off. Maybe I shouldn't even do that. I don't like how much I have to mush this wire down in here. It's not making me feel confident. I feel like I'm gonna crimp the electric cable. This wire. This feels like there's way too much crimping going on. The rubber's already getting marked up big time. There we go. I don't like it. I don't like how the rubber got all marked up. At least it's not the actual electric cables. Tighten the screws onto both sides of the stem with a hexagon wrench. Note, tighten the front one piece of the screw firstly, then tighten the rear one piece of the screw. Finally, tighten the other two screws. Hope this is not screwing into the wire. It's difficult to screw, and then it's easy to screw. And then it's difficult to screw. Oh, it has something to do with the blue on it. So you can't adjust the height. You cannot adjust the height, it doesn't look like. Oh, I can see that it's not actually lined up perfectly. Why on earth would that be? After the assembly, press the power button to check if it's working properly. Press the power button. Nothing. Press and hold. 1, 2. Oh, there it is. It says MPH and a Bluetooth icon. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. Turn on the scooter and check the power indicator. So what can you, but it's got a signal. Can I just start riding it right now? I've never ridden a scooter before. Can I roll it backwards? One review said the brakes are super tight out of the box and that I need to loosen it. It rolls backwards. Oh, it says 9. It's 10. Oh my God. I'm scared. How do you balance? Am I going? Oh my God, it's so heavy. Oh my God. There you go. Oh my God. You do have to kick off. You do have to kick off. Oh my God. It goes so fast. It goes so fast. It felt like it was going so fast. It felt like, I mean, I'm sure it's not because this is my first try and I'm inside, but oh my God. Yellow's cool. This thing right here, there's a metal ball bearing thing that you pull up. Pull that up and now I should be able to release this. Yep. Good. Now this should bend down. Okay. There's a hook on this side of the steering column not there, so it has to be clipped sort of off center. Oh, looks like you can slide this thing now, maybe. Yeah, it's hooked on. Okay. How do you undo it? Like that? Okay. There's a rubber flap right here. It's coming out right where the brake wire goes. Okay. Let's bring that down a little bit. I am testing out for real, this OnePlus S10 Scooter. I'm going to record the video of it. This is probably not the best time to be doing this because it's rush hour, and but there's not really any good time for me to do this. This is when it's daylight, I'm busy, so this is what we got. I'm using Stravia to record my drive so I can see exactly how long I went. This is full battery. This is the first time I'm using this since fully charging the battery. I'm also going to try standing with my right foot in front. This is the first time doing that, as I learned that's a safer way if the cars are on your right side. This is downhill. I have my hand protection things. So I learned more about the brake situation. I now understand a bit more how the brakes work. I do need to adjust my brakes for sure, the physical handbrake. I'm turning around so I don't go on that busy street. Oh, this is kicking up. Well, this is a pretty steep incline, and it feels pretty fast on this thing. I can even switch my feet. Look at this. I can switch my feet while I'm on it. It's pretty impressive. Getting going. I don't know what speed setting I'm in. I guess we can find out. I was on 1. All right, we'll go to 3. Why not? I wanted to ride this thing for the entire duration of the battery. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that with how much traffic there is. I now know the direction of the brakes. Of course, all the cars on this road are facing one way. But, oh, there's a stop sign. No cars behind me. I have a helmet on. I've got my safety gloves on. Yeah, the electronic braking. So the way it works is when you start to press this handbrake here, it activates the electronic brake. I don't know exactly how the electronic brake works physically. I don't know how it's doing it, but it is cutting the speed down a lot. I would say in half, maybe more than a half, but about a half. And then, so electronic brake, and then the rest is a little bit mushy. That's all the way down. I'm pressing it all the way down. I'm actually off my scooter now. Pressing it all the way down, I can still roll it just fine. So I definitely need to tighten the physical brake. Even just letting go of the throttle, it kind of slows down. Even just letting go of the throttle. Yeah, this is not a good time to do this. There's just people everywhere. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go up on the sidewalk because, of course, that van is turning right here, right where I am. Sure, we all know. I need to go further up towards the right. I don't think I've gotten up to my top speed yet on this thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to ride in the street or on the sidewalk. I'm surprised there's no wheelchair thing here on this curve. I thought that was illegal. Here's one. All right, I'm gunning it. It's getting up to 15 pretty fast. Top speed is between like 17 and 19 miles an hour, right? I think. Something like that. I take my thumb off the throttle whenever there's a rough road or a bump of some kind. Oh my gosh, the electronic brakes are crazy. They stop so suddenly. I'm going to actually go this way. Less cars over here. Now we're directly in the sun. We're going riding into the sunset. Quite literally. Okay. Oh, my switching stances here and putting the weight on my left foot is hurting. Because I'm not used to doing this. Checking behind me before I push out a little into the center of the suit. No outlet. All right. Try to find this one road. I'm doing this without my headlight on, not just because it's daylight and I don't really need it. I wanted to do a battery test with all of the electronics on and running to see how long the battery lasted that way. I'm probably going to do that later, but I just wanted to get an idea of the battery. If you're riding it in the daytime like one normally would, you probably wouldn't have the headlight on. I'm sure some people would put the headlight on 24/7, and that's not a bad idea at all. This feels uphill for sure. Can you see the display on the screen? 10.9, 11.2. You can't see inclines on video because you're looking at a 2D image on your flat screen. You don't know unless you're looking at it from the side completely. Oh, okay, this is not where I thought I was going. No worries. Okay. I might be going a little faster if this was my neighborhood, because I would know where I'm going and I'd be more familiar with the traffic, but still, if you're traveling, you never really know what's going to be going on where, who, what, how, and why. So it's generally safe. You don't want to be going 20 miles an hour on this thing at all times, no matter what. Oh, gosh. Okay. That was an instance where I could have had my main brakes, my physical brakes working. That would have been nicer. I had to stop it with my foot to make sure I didn't run up onto that person's property. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's like putting your foot down on a bicycle, I guess. If for some reason you didn't want to use your physical brakes. So because my physical actual brakes don't stop it, I'm making sure that I brake very early before I get to an intersection. So my speed is cut in half, and then I have plenty of time to use my foot if necessary. So even like and there's just a lot of traffic. Okay. Oh, interesting. Let's wait for all these traffic. I step off of my scooter completely because I don't want to confuse traffic. Oh, thank you. Well, she let me go. That was very nice of her. I know this rolls around, I think. Well, you can see that it goes downhill because you don't see the road after a certain point, so you know it goes down past that. So now that you can see how steep it is, at least from this angle, I'm gonna I'm gonna go all the way to the end, turn around, and try to go up it. I'm gonna keep braking. I'm gonna keep occasionally braking, brake, brake. Oh, I never even got off the scooter. I didn't even get off the scooter. Kind of see where it goes uphill, where it goes to the highest point. So how are we doing? We're already at 13 miles an hour. Do I have it all the way down? Yeah, okay. Oh, 10. Huh. 9. I guess it wasn't so steep at the end, at the very bottom there. And now we're at the steepest point. I can hear the motor winding down. It still has the 5 full bars of battery. We've been riding for 15 minutes, give or take. I've stopped a few times, but still. About 15 minutes. We still have full battery. Full battery. No trucks. Well, let me see. It says no trucks. I'm going to do it. Let's go. We'll see if I get yelled at. This is smooth concrete, like freshly paved. It's so smooth that all my brain is interpreting it as possibly being slippy. Slippery. Or is the other wheel slipping? No, I don't think so. I mean, because they're not rubber tires, they're hard plastic, right? No, I guess there's a rubberness to it. This is a little bit of an incline. It's not flat. It's not super high up. Okay, let me just put it up. I guess I can go on the sidewalk. There's a sidewalk on the road. There's no bike lane. Wait, there might not be a sidewalk either. Uh-oh. All right, we'll wait behind his car. He's ready to go. Let's go up on the sidewalk. Here we go. Oh! Oh! Everyone's going to look at me with my crazy camera setup. Oh! So if I cross this, it means I'm going to have to cross back over. Oh my God, can you imagine? That's fine. Hey, commuters, commuting, scooters, you'd have to come to stops and wait for traffic and stuff, you know? So it's all right. Okay. But yeah, if you are on, if you're commuting, you're going to have to come to stops. So that's all part of the battery life. Accelerating from 0 must do something with the battery. I'm sure it uses up some battery. Oh, look at this. He's got a scooter. He's got a little scooter. Aye. A little kid on a little regular pushy scooter. 25 mile an hour speed limit. Well, I'm going 15 mile. I'm going 15. Okay, cars are good. They've seen bicycles, so they'll. Whoa, this is steep. Whoa, look, it goes away. Look at that. The road just disappears. Oh my God, I'm gonna try to come up this road. I'm gonna try to come up this road after I go down it. I want to straighten my camera. This is gonna suck for the. Oh yeah, you don't see the controls. All right, here we go. Sure. I lean too forward. I don't lean forward when I brake, but I lean forward as I'm driving, which isn't good. I shouldn't do that either. Screw it, I'll go up this road. This road is equally as steep. It goes up. Well, you can't tell. You can't see. 9. I'm gonna switch my footing back to my dominant leg, which is what I'm more comfortable with. Oh, now we're down at 6.1, 5.9, 5.7, 5.8. Speaking of this, I don't want to share my weight. I'm not really comfortable with that, especially since I was happy with my weight for a while. And then all of a sudden, I didn't weigh myself for a year and a half. And when I did, it was bad. Bad, bad, bad. So we're at 4. 4. Oh, are we going to hit? Oh, we got down to 4 even. That's the slowest we went. Oh, oh. Classic car coming through. Classic car coming through. So 4 miles an hour even. That was the slowest it got. Wait, this is a dead end? Oh, shoot, okay. Whoops. I'm seeing parts of the world I've never seen before. Another benefit of a scooter. You might take yourself on to places you've never been before. Anyway, so my weight, it's like, unfortunately now, it's like 168. Going up a road that is noticeably steep. It's not straight up, but you know, if you saw it on your bicycle, you'd say, oh man, I'm going to have to, it's not impossible, but I'm definitely going to have to shift this into that really light gear where you pedal really fast, and it feels very light, but you have to do a whole lot of pedaling to move. But at least there's not like heavy pressure on the pedals, but you're willing to do it. That's how steep this thing was. I wanted to find like a bubble level. I wish there was a product that was a bubble level that also had degrees markings on it. You know, I'm taking this very carefully. I'm leaning back. I'm leaning back onto my back leg and just tapping the electronic brakes. I'm not going to let this thing go too fast downhill. Oh, there's a little noise. Oh, now we have 4 bars. I don't know when that kicked in. So we're at 4 bars now. All right, now we'll go up this steep hill that we came down originally. And now it's making noises. That started to happen when I was in the rain. Well, not the rain, I'm sorry. It had just rained and I was driving on wet ground. And I wasn't sure if like water had gotten into the motor, but it seems to be doing it now. Okay, so now we're at 2.8, 2.6. We might not be able to make it up this hill. I think we're slowing down even more. 2.2. I can't even balance on it anymore. Okay, so this incline is a bit too much. We've hit our first incline. I actually want to keep going though. I'm going to kick off and see if we can. I kicked it off. Speed it up a bit. 2.9, 2.8, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.6. I go sideways. Yeah, go this way. Oh, look how sped up. You see? It works in reality. I'll go sideways, but I'm crossing the entire road. Look at this. It's going now. We're at 5 now. We're at 5.2. Oh my gosh. 4. I can barely balance on it. I have to keep like sort of turning the wheels. Okay, well now it's starting to flatten out. So once we get past the silver car right here, it starts to flatten out a bit more. 4.8, 5, 5.2, 5.6, 5.8, 6, 7, 8, and now there's a noise. And we're at 3 bars now. I'm sure it'll switch back to 4 bars once it realizes it doesn't have to use so much weight. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. A fourth bar came back when I was riding the other day. But maybe doing all of that uphill really did just fully drain the battery. That's something else I'm going to check. I'm going to check the app and see what battery percentage it's at. Okay, now we're going kind of downhill. 15. Oh, the new Hyundai. Hyundai. 16.9. Yeah. So maybe it does. The max is 17. I thought it was 19, but yeah, it might be 17. I think that makes sense. Yeah. 16. Not going any faster than 16. And now we're going to start to go uphill, so it's definitely not going to get to 16. And I'm going to ease off of the throttle here. Do I want to go straight? I don't know. People are staring at me. She waved. Hey, all right. How you doing? I know. I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty cool with my little camera strapped to my chest with my little scooter. I'm pretty freaking cool. Wow, who's that guy? That's what she said. Who's that guy? Okay, there comes a car. Get out of the way. Let's see. Uh-oh, we're coming up to a major street. Uh-oh, hopefully I can turn up here. Uh-oh, slow down, hidden driveway. Slow down, hidden scooter. I'm all the way over here now. Wow, oh my God. Okay. Now I've got 1,000 people looking at me. Let's go. I don't know if that's picking up because I'm using my Bluetooth headset to do my voice, which cuts out all the ambient sound, but it also kind of cuts into my voice, I gotta say. Oh boy. 16.6. All right, it's almost hitting 17. Very nice. I don't want it to go any faster. Now that we're going downhill, I don't want it to go any faster than 16. So again, there's another piece of evidence of, do you really want a scooter that goes much faster than 16? If you're driving on regular sort of roads that has a lot of intersections, you're not going to want to go more than 16 miles an hour, I don't think. Because you're going to be trying to stop a lot. Too many cars. You don't want that. If you're doing highway stuff, all right, that's a little different. But like right there was that car coming. I'm not going to just turn onto the street. I have to stop. I have to give them the right of way. I don't even have a stop sign. What have they taken all the leaves? 17. Oh, we're 18. What? 19. This thing does go 19 miles an hour. This thing's going 19 miles an hour. Well, this is just a nice straight flat road. There's no major intersections. It's totally clear. There's no potholes. There's not tons of traffic passing me except that car right there. So this would be the one road where I guess that would work. If these are your roads, then all right. I guess 19 miles an hour is good. But for most of these other roads, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not going 19 miles an hour on most of these roads. Absolutely not. Okay, how are we going to do this? Yeah, too many vehicles. Oh my God. So we're still at 3 bars. How about that? Oh my God, there's a lot of cars coming. Oh, this is bumpy. I mean, let me do a note. There, so you can hear the bumps in my in my voice. I mean, you know, it's not shattering my teeth in my jaw because my jaw is chattering so much. It's not that bumpy, but it's bumpy. You need to have a firm grip on the steering wheel, steer the handlebars, and you need to have a firm stance on the thing that you're standing on. That's for sure. If you're going to go over sidewalks, there's no question about that. 36 minutes. We've been doing almost 37, and we have 3 bars. How about that? All right, we're off. We're off. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. We're back on calm roads, even though it's still fuzzy. By fuzzy, I mean the motor still has that noise, that high-pitched whining you hear during certain brakes and certain gas. 17, 18, 18.8. Oh my God almighty. And it's downhill. Absolutely not. We're slowing down. Oh God. You can see I'm sure the camera jerks forward when I brake a little bit. I gotta improve my stance a bit. My brake stance a bit. Maybe I'll do this for an hour. Oh my, there's a big bump. I bent my legs for that little gray bump. Yeah, so when you get going from 0, if I just gun it, it seems that it wasn't doing it when the battery was full. Ooh, there's a Rivian truck. Ooh, a Rivian truck. I've been seeing the cars in Michigan. Wow. Ooh, what is this? All these fancy cars. Let's wrap around. You could hear it again. That wasn't even going uphill. So just revving the motor from 0, no matter what its struggle is, whether it's struggling to go uphill or not struggling at all because you're going to go downhill, just moving the motor, whatever the resistance, it seems to start squeaking a little bit. Even when you're braking, it doesn't. Here it goes again. I don't know what that is. I don't feel anything different with how fast it picks up and how quickly it brakes. Whoa, gunning it. Oh, and it didn't make the zzz noise. Huh. That time it didn't make it. Maybe because I didn't start from 0. Fascinating. Interesting. This is having trouble. 7.5 is the maximum. 7.3, 7.1. I mean, I could see that there was an incline, but it's not major. But clearly enough to slow this thing down. Tesla, all these electric cars, Rivians and Teslas. Two bars now. So these inclines really eat into your battery. That is for sure. So keep that in mind, because I don't see the bars dropping nearly as fast when going flat or going downhill. But we had this two steep roads, and all of a sudden, one bar went away after the one steep road, and now a second bar went away after another sort of steep road. See right there, that car was not stopping. They don't have a stop sign, so that's okay. My electronic brake was not enough, and obviously my handbrake was definitely not enough. It's nothing. So this needs to be tightened. That's not a product issue. That's me learning how the brakes work. I didn't realize that's what needed to be done. I thought the brake was too tight because it stops so suddenly when you barely touch it. But I didn't realize till now that that's an electronic brake. This is mostly flat, this road. It's a little incline after this gray minivan thing. So now we're going up. We're at 15.8, 15.7, 0.5, 0.3, 15, 14.7, 14.6, 4, 2, 13.9, 13.5. Now I've taken my hand off the throttle because we are... I do love turning. I love leaning into the turn. Not that I've been able to do too many at high speeds. I have to come to like a complete stop as I approach the intersection because I don't know what kind of cars are going to be there. But if I was biking on just like a bike path or something, scootering on a scoot path, and there was a turn, and I knew that this path was for me, for my vehicles, then I would be happy to make those types of turns. Part of me wants to get like a pad that like extends this bar out to under the handlebar more. I feel like my hand has to be a little too inside the handlebar. I'd rather keep my hand on the far widest part, but then I have to reach my thumb over more. I have to stretch it to reach the throttle. And I've kind of been doing sort of something in the middle. My hand's sort of in the middle. It's not as far off to the side as I want, and I still have to stretch my thumb some, but it's a happy medium. So I hear cars, so I'm going to come to a stop. I'm not going to make that turn. I'm actually going to step off of the scooter completely, let this car go. Oh, zip, made that little zippy sound again. I didn't think I was starting at a complete stop, but all right. My back wheel just ran over some sort of like little twig stick thing, and it felt like it slipped a little bit on it. Maybe it's just my fear of slipping that I feel like little things like that are causing it to slip. Oh, those are bumpy. This is downhill. Fairly downhill, but it's down. 16.7, 16.3. Oh, I had to get off. I had to take off the throttle. I was getting too fast for a downhill. Okay, let's go. Found it again. Don't hear this, the motor squeaky noise. I guess because I wasn't starting from zero again. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if people know what the rules are. I don't really know too much. So we got to be extra careful. So turn around here. I'm not taking my foot off of the... Oh, yes, I am. Okay, well. The Bluetooth is flashing. I'm not sure why it flashes. I guess because I don't have it connected to the app. But I do have my Stravia thing on. I think I mentioned. So I'll be able to know exactly how many miles I've driven. Even if it's a bike riding app, I'll at least know the distance I've gone. and the length of time. Up we go. Get myself. Oh, oh! It made this noise. I'm not even gunning it. Just going from 0 makes the battery make that sound, or motor make that sound. I'm gonna stay on the sidewalk because it's getting a little bit even busier. Even actually, no, it's not. I just look at it. It looked okay. Ooh, that was a major bump right there. That was a chunky bump right there. If you bend your knees a little bit, I definitely, and you kind of just loosen them up a tiny bit. That does help absorb. It feels immediately a little bit better, I gotta say. It definitely does. I hate that noise. Makes it sound like it's an old rickety scooter. So you still got these 2 bars. There hasn't been very much super steep inclines. So I'm going to conclude that going uphill significantly reduces battery life. Well, we're at 55, so maybe this will end in an hour when I see if I can push the throttle just enough that I move a little bit. No, I have to stop. Maybe I'll go up and down this road one more time. Can't believe there's enough space on my phone for this. I am shooting 1080 rather than 4K. I'm shooting 60 frames a second. But 60 frames a second is... I tried it in 24 frames a second. I did just to see how much space it would take up, but 24 doesn't give you the smoothness for a video like this. Of course, I would never shoot my films in anything other than 24 frames a second, but for this type of stuff where you need to see speed and see bumps and see all these specifics, get an idea of how fast it's really going. I don't want there to be any confusion or anything. So now I'm going to lift my scooter up completely, and let's see if it makes that noise when the wheel's up. It does not at all. Maybe it's the sound of the rubber skidding on the ground, but I've heard that exact sound in the exact way no matter what road I've been on. And roads are made up of different, this has got 2 types of pavement. You can see the dark and then the light gray, and now it's making sound again. So I think it's the motor fighting the resistance of my fat body, and yeah, the weight having to try to get going under my weight. I wonder if it would make that sound. I would assume it would not make that sound if you were lighter than I. Even if you're going on a flat road, it's still, you're putting weight on the wheels, is my guess. Regardless if it's flat or going straight down, even going downhill. Let's see what happens. I'm going to try stopping recording at exactly 1 hour. I'm pressing the gas, but I'm going to brake. I mean, electronic brakes take up battery. If you're using the electronic brake, right? It's electronic. It uses battery. I thought there was some regenerative braking situation thing in here, but I also hear that regenerative braking, there's not enough
heat and resistance for regenerative braking to actually do anything to regenerate your battery. You're not going fast enough. The car's not heavy enough. The bike and the scooter's not heavy enough. And then I hear it when I'm braking too. So I don't understand why if that whirring noise is because it's trying to get going under my weight, and why is it doing it when it's braking under my weight? It doesn't make any sense. But here we are. Let's check the time and battery.
Okay, I wanted to give everyone a bit of a view of the night mode. You can see the headlight is on. You can see where it points ahead. I'm actually a little shocked at how slow this is going. Okay, so here's a look at the night mode with the headlight on. I can't really find any streets that don't have street lights, so I guess that's a good thing actually. But you can see where the headlights pointed up ahead. This thing was having a lot more trouble than I would have thought getting just barely uphill with this one bar. I don't know if there's some sort of power reserve or anything. But yeah, so that's what the flashlight looks like, the headlight. I have a headlight on my head. Okay, so there's what my headlight looks like, the smaller, narrower one. Certainly the scooter is nowhere near as bright, but it's much larger. The headlight also covers way up more ahead. This is definitely having trouble on even the slightest height on only one battery bar. I'm gunning it, and it's not making that noise anymore, that whirring noise, and we're coming to almost a complete stop. I've driven down this road already with a full battery, and it's coming to basically a complete stop now. So when you see 2 bars, know that means you should probably start heading back. It was at 26% when I started, but I guess those last few percentages, or maybe it's because the light's on, I don't know. Could it possibly lower the speed that much to save battery for a light? Let's turn the light off. Okay, I've turned the scooter headlight off, and it's not doing much of anything. I mean, look at this. 1. Yeah, I think the scooter's about shot on its battery. It's colder out. I thought cold helped batteries. I thought I was told you can put a battery in a freezer to make it last longer. But you got an idea of what the headlight looks like at night. Now we're going faster because we're going downhill. Whee! Okay, so we are back. The battery on the app says 21%. So 21%, clearly, this thing's not going anywhere at 21%. It's trickling. It's faster to walk. And I don't have the time to sit here and run it in place or anything until the battery is completely at zero. So I'm just gonna plug it in now. It seems to be about an hour per 10% or so, but we'll see what happens. So I probably won't be up long enough to be able to see exactly when this thing stops, but I'm gonna plug it in now. So it is plugged in. You can see that the light is red. Charging light is red, and I don't hear that loud buzzing that I heard last time I charged. This has been charging for almost 3 hours, and I came down just now, and I'm hearing this whining noise. It's really loud there. It's very hot to the touch. I would probably feel like I'm burning my fingers if I kept them on longer than a couple seconds. I'm not sure why that is, why it's ringing. I need to spread out these cables more or leave it on a cooler surface. Maybe put on some tiles here. See if that does anything. I'm actually gonna unplug it before it's done charging and see if that does anything. Okay, so it has nothing to do with the wall. Plug it back in. And now it's whining again. The light's red, so it's not done charging yet. So maybe the buzzing only happens once it's been going for a while, because it's certainly not even hot to the touch. So I guess once it gets heated up, it starts making a little buzzy sound. 3 hours or so later, and there is a buzzing going on now. And it is hot. I mean, I can pick it up. It's not super hot, but you can hear it. Okay, I love that the plug is a perfect circle, so you don't have to worry about where you possibly align it to plug in. Let me block that. Okay. So it's just a perfect circle, and you can put it in any rotation, which is really nice. I'm gonna leave it unpowered for a second because the other thing I wanted to talk about was two things. First, in terms of the brake, as I was discussing earlier, there's an electronic brake that is activated as soon as you barely pull it, and you'll know when it realizes, because it also starts flashing a brake light. So the electronic brake doesn't kick in until there. And that cuts the speed down significantly. And then the rest is actually pulling the traditional brake that you would see in any bike. So I'm gonna pull that handle again. And you can see it's actually pulling an actual brake. Oh, maybe you can see it. I can see it with my eye, but oh yeah, you can see it. It's okay. I just have the camera in the wrong spot. So you can see that thing in there. And that presses up against the disc. I'm not sure what the actual name of it is, but it needs to be much tighter. So I'm going to adjust that. You just unscrew this little piece here, And you'll have to watch a video yourselves. I don't remember if you have to pull this further back for it to tighten or push the wire forward and tighten. But either way, you have to move the wire, this wire here, either that way or that way to tighten it or loosen it. So I'm definitely going to do that. And the other thing is when you turn on your headlight, it doesn't just turn that on, it also turns on a permanent red brake light. And they caution you not to step on this thing because this is really just a simple piece of plastic molded around. It's not super thick. And you can see it's got the wire attached to the top of it. That's really all it is. It's just sort of a mud flap, really, and something to hold the wire. So you got to be careful about that. I do love the reflectiveness all over it, front, back and front wheels. I really like that. See exactly where my feet go. It's a solid enough board. It's very thick. I like that. Kickstand is fine. They say they're hard plastic tires. This feels rubbery, a hard rubber. They said they're solid tires. I don't know. Made in China, it says. So there's definitely a rubber feeling to it. It feels like a tire. I thought they were like a hard plastic. The way they said solid tires, they're not. And that way you don't have to worry about replacing a flat tire because these things are made of hard plastic of some kind or something. Same thing, exact same thing on this wheel. So it's not filled with air, as they say, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have a tire feeling to it. Not just because of the little slits here. The actual rubber feels like a rubber tire. That's like solid. I mean, it's a heavy thing. None of this stuff feels cheap. It's a heavy beast. So yeah, so I just wanted to mention these little details. I can see some like brown scrapey things along here. I don't know if that's from my brake or the dirt I've been traveling through. I've been trying to travel on clean surfaces, but you know, it's been raining here and there's only so much I can do. There's the clip to clip down the handlebars. And even though it's on right now, if I go ahead and plug it in, the power will turn off. I mean, the lights see there, the light just went off. The display up here goes off. And it just starts charging.